G'day guys, what's cracking? 2Aussie here again. So today we're heading into Domino's and we're going to try out their new puff rolls. Now they've also got some nachos available at the moment, something new for Domino's. And you know, when I saw it I got a bit excited and I'm like, oh, nachos, let's try it from Domino's. I've seen a few people review these nachos and I've got to tell you, I've lost all interest. I ran out of juice. So anyway, today we're going to try these puff rolls. They look a little bit interesting. One is a pepperoni puff roll. Also, there's a dessert one with a choc lava cake, also wrapped in puff pastry. So guys, I'm going to give those a crack. $2.95 for the pepperoni one and $4.95 for the choc lava cake. But here's the deal. If you go in there, you'll see another thing saying 2 pepperonis for $4.95. Now, that's a pretty good saving, $1 something. So I'm going to get onto that one, of course, because they don't look like the biggest things in the world and, you know, probably not going to be very filling. Now, the choc lava cake, that looks like there's 2 looking at the picture, but and Domino's sent me a promotional email with all this stuff on it. Now if you scroll down, all the way down, you will see, well not all the way, but there's one there saying $3.95 for the choc lava cakes. Now we're going to do some good savings here today. We'll get the 2 pepperonis for $4.95. We'll get the chocolate lava cake, $3.95 instead of $4.95. Save $1. We love a good saving, especially after some of the things I've done lately. I need to save some money. Anyway guys, this one is one where you put the code in, you can get it for that price. You may have it on in your promotions. Check it out if you've downloaded the Domino's app and all that stuff. So guys, let's go in and grab these things and I'll circle back to you whether I got the deal or not, but I'm expecting it'll happen. See you soon. And away we go. Now as promised, I'm circling back to you and letting you know that I got them for $8.90 all up. So I did get my little bargain with the lava cake. Now that one feels a bit heavy, that one feels a bit light. I'm assuming that's going to be the lava cake and that's going to be the pepperoni. So let's open them up and check them out. I haven't opened these up yet and I want to share it with you guys. So let's see, I'm assuming they're going to be wrapped in something. Now I wanted to park somewhere close, I didn't muck around, because I want these guys to be hot. Today we need to check out the ooze factor on the lava cakes, if that's it. And we need to check out the mozzarella stretch. So the stretch factor, and because it's a puff pastry, the crunch factor. So we're going for the crunch factor, the ooze factor, and the stretch factor. Let's open this up and check it out. Oh, what is that? You know what? I'm pretty sure that is the lava cake. Now, it is quite long, but when you see them in the pictures, they're cut in half. So I'd say that's right. We'll get back to that in a sec. Because for once, we don't have to have dessert first. We can have the main meal. Now that's very heavy. $4.95 for that one, so that worked out good. Now, as I was saying earlier, $2.95 if you want to get just the one. Well, I haven't opened it yet, so I probably shouldn't say that yet. Yeah, there's 2. It did feel pretty heavy. It does feel like twice the weight of that. So there's your pepperonis. Pepperoni one. Looks good, nicely cooked. It's going to be very flaky, I can already tell. Looks pretty good. Looks different, looks weird, but it looks good too. So we've got a bit of cheese running out there. So $4.95 for those 2. If you want just to order one, you can get $2.95. So I went with 2, even though you got to get 2 to get a discount. It's still pretty good because they're not all that big. Now they're okay, they're looking good so far, but 2's better than 1 when you can save a little bit of money on it. So having a good saving on this one, guys. You love to see it. $8.90 all up. Would have been $9.90. There's so many little twists and turns in this one. We won't get too complicated. What we should do is get eating and get stretching and get oozing. Let's do it. All right. I knew I grabbed the wrong one. Shouldn't have closed them up, should I? There we go. Let's check this one out. Pepperoni. While I'm having a bit of a pull here, Let's see what we get. Yeah. It's not bad, not bad. It's getting a bit of a stretch. Bit of pepperoni hanging out there. Very good. Plenty of cheese in there. Now, as what I was going to say was, I can smell that pepperoni. It smells fantastic. What I was going to say was, this has pepperoni, puff pastry, of course, wrapped in puff pastry, pepperoni, mozzarella cheese, and there is some pizza sauce in there. So let's duck in and see what all the hype's about. Nice stretch on that. A lot of cheese in there. Good to see, Domino's. Not bad. I quite like it. I actually use this as a bib too, and all the crumbs can run down, because this is going to be very flaky, very crummy. This is pretty good. I'm liking it so far. Quite chunky too. Don't know if that's the same pizza sauce that you normally get though, because usually it tastes a little bit sweeter than that. It's okay, it's good, but just the sauce just doesn't seem to be quite on point. You know, if you know what I'm saying. But no complaints here. I'm loving that. It is lit. So we got a great little bargain today. This is totally eats well. I'm loving it. So much so, I'm going to eat some more. I'll tell you what's good about that. There's a decent amount of pepperoni in there. You can probably see it in there. Plenty of cheese. But that crust actually isn't too flaky. It's sort of in between. Not too flaky. But even though it looks nicely cooked, which it is, it's actually done the way I'd like it. Like, I wouldn't want it too flaky. I wouldn't want it too doughy. So that's what the word I was looking for, doughy. It's actually quite good. They've done a good job here. But as I've said in the past, my actual Domino's here at Katoomba, it's actually Katoomba Domino's. Every now and then I'll go to Lithgow, but most of the time I go to Katoomba because it's closer to me. But they always do a pretty good job, especially in the daytime. I find their daytime staff do a really good job. I'm impressed. So this one, for taste, I can't give it it's lit. I'm loving it because, and I'm giving it 5 because just that sauce. Maybe it's a reaction with pepperoni and sauce together that takes the flavour away from the sauce. But you know what? That being said, I'm giving it 4 3/4 for taste. I actually quite like it. It's great. And the fact that the pastry's done well, I like that too. And for value, $2.95 for one. I think that's pretty good value. It's not like, they're not a bad size. That's the other one. Pretty good size. Probably again I'll give it 4 3/4 for value. That's not bad. 2 of them for $4.95. I'm actually going to give it a 5 out of 5. That will be quite filling for a little snack once I finished it. Now let's get on. Actually, you know what? That box has all crumbs all over it. Not a lot, but a bit, so I might just brush them out of the car first. I don't really want crumbs everywhere if I can help it. Let's get on to the next one. Now, as mentioned earlier, we're going for the ooze factor with this one. We're just going to open it up, see if it oozes. I reckon it will. No. Ooze factor is looking a bit sad. I don't think it's going to happen. No ooze, but it is quite gooey in there, so we got that much going on. So, and flaky as well, so flake factor is going fantastic as you would expect. And like I said, if it was overcooked, like I think if it was overcooked, that we would just have crumbs everywhere. It's crummy in a good way. It's a bit like a sausage roll type texture, which is probably what you want for this sort of thing with a puff pastry. So with that being said, let's eat our lava cake, our sweet little deal. Okay, without further ado, let's tuck into dessert. It's not bad. Now, I have had this choc lava cake a couple of times. I guess it's probably a bit hard to get it to will run out when you open it up. If you get a choc lava cake on its own, you usually open them up and there is a good ooze factor, so maybe it just doesn't work so much this way. Ooze factor, not fantastic, but still that lava cake taste, so that's what you really want. Now I have a feeling there's not going to be anything in the bottom, but let's find out. No, not really, but it's alright, it's cool, got down to that far. Not bad. Prefer the pepperoni roll. I know they're two different concepts. One savoury, one sweet, two different concepts, but I do prefer the pepperoni. With that being said, this guy is going to get 4 out of 5 for taste. It does work, it's okay. It's not, you know, disgusting or anything. I'll give it 4 out of 5 for taste. And for value, I'm probably again 4 out of 5. Even though I got it for $3.95, if you can't get that little deal that I did, it's going to cost you $4.95. So we'll base it on that. $4.95, we'll give it 4 out of 5 for value. So, of course, we didn't get an ooze factor. A little bit disappointed on the ooze, but, you know, I'll get over it. But I will show you, if you squeeze it a little bit, something will come out. Look at that. So it's in there. Maybe it just doesn't get quite as hot as it does when they do them on their own. But it's in there. That's all that matters. So that's our lava cake puff roll from Domino's and our pepperoni puff roll. I quite enjoyed it. Of the two, if I wanted to get another one, I would get the pepperoni puff roll over the dessert, over the lava cake. Both worth a try. The one I would recommend the most, if you take this information on board. I don't know if you do or you don't. I would definitely try that pepperoni. It's a winner. Winner, winner. Puff pastry dinner. With that being said, let's have another look at it. It's just so weird looking. It is weird looking, but you know, it tastes good. Doesn't matter what something looks like as long as it tastes good. So guys, give that one a crack. I highly recommend it. It's all up to you, of course, in the long run. Believe it or not, I wouldn't say I'm getting full as a goog, but I'm elegant sufficient, and I know if I eat that, I will be full as a goog. So I might save that for Ron. Have a little snack later on. So guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have, you're totally eats well. And remember, you can never be too Aussie. Hooroo. Oh, and stay fresh. Bye bye.